The next act, I know you're going to enjoy him because he's talented, he's bright, and he's my son, so I know you're going to enjoy him.
Yeah. Shout out to Now Born. God laced me with this beat. I'd like to welcome everybody to the All on the Business show. First episode, What is Money? Yeah, first episode, dealing with this get out of jail free card. You know, go ahead, like, subscribe. If you're feeling this beat, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button so you could be, catch them alerts when I get on and drop something new. Because this right here, this the heat. That's the heat. Today we about to get off into what is money. I'm about to teach y'all what money is. Y'all think y'all know what money is. I'm about to teach y'all what money is. I'm about to give y'all some fundamental information. Okay, so I'm gonna slide this beat down. I'm gonna drop this beat down a little bit. Yeah. Something to get you in the mood real quick though. A little hip hop. A few boom bap drums, So without further ado, let's get off into this what is money? Did you know the United States government is a bankrupt corporation? Did you know that? And as a result of the bankruptcy, did you know that every government obligation is dischargeable dollar for dollar? Okay, what is money is an outline of the basics. All right. Understanding what money is and its role in our lives is crucial for several reasons. Money isn't merely a piece of paper or a virtual number. It's a fundamental concept that shapes the way we live, interact, and function in society. Now, here's why knowing what money is matters. Okay. Money is the lifeblood of our economy. It facilitates transactions, trade, and the exchange of goods and services. Without a clear understanding of what money represents, we risk economic instability and mismanagement that can have far-reaching consequences on our livelihoods. Money empowers individuals to achieve their goals and aspirations. Whether it's buying a home, pursuing education, or starting a business, money provides the means to make these dreams a reality. Ignorance about money's true nature could lead to poor financial decisions, hindering personal growth and well-being. Moreover, comprehending money helps us make informed decisions about saving and investing. Knowing how money grows over time, the impact of inflation, and the potential risks associated with various investment options empowers us to secure financial futures and retire comfortably. Understanding money also equips us to be responsible consumers. Okay. It allows us to evaluate products and services based on their value and their quality rather than making impulsive decisions solely based on price tags. This knowledge can lead to better spending habits and improved overall satisfaction with purchases. Knowledge about money is essential for effective participation in democratic societies. Fiscal policies, taxation, and government spending are all intertwined with the concept of money. A well-informed citizenry can hold their government accountable for economic decisions that affect the collective well-being. Comprehending money fosters financial independence. It enables us to manage our resources efficiently, avoid unnecessary debt, and plan for emergencies. This independence translates into reduced stress and improved mental well-being, as financial concerns are a leading cause of anxiety for many people. Understanding what money is goes far beyond its physical and digital representations. It's a foundational element of our society, influencing our economic stability, personal aspirations, and ability to make informed decisions. Empowering ourselves with knowledge about money is not just a practical necessity, but a vital step towards leading fulfilling and prosperous lives. The information that we get about money is so limited, far and few in between, that all we know is about employment. Go to work, clock in, get a check, pay the bill. Wake up, do the same thing, eat shit, sleep all over again, and we really don't understand how money's really moving, but we're going to get into the deeper understanding of what money is and how it really affects our lives and what we could really do. What do these laws really mean? What does it really mean to discharge dollar for dollar? So Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1 of the United States Constitution reads, no state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. The United States went bankrupt in 1933 and under executive orders confiscated the gold and silver coins and bullion circulating in the continental United States. On March 9th, 1933, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Emergency Banking Act of 1933, in which Congress declared that a serious banking emergency exists. On June 5th, 1933, it was resolved in 73rd Congress under House Joint Resolution 192 to assure uniform value to the coins and currencies of the United States, that every obligation heretofore or hereafter incurred, whether or not any such provision is contained therein or made with respect to, shall be discharged upon payment, dollar for dollar, in any coin or currency which at upon payment, the time of payment is legal tender for public and private debts. So that's House Joint Resolution 192, where Congress resolved that they wanted to assure a uniform value of the coins and currencies of the United States, based on that there was a banking emergency that existed in the country. So the fact that the United States had a banking emergency, they decided to discharge every obligation heretofore, which means in the past, hereafter incurred, which means in the future, whether or not now or hereafter owed, whether or not any provision is contained in the law with respect thereto. So whether or not there's a law that says you can't or you can, it shall be discharged upon payment, dollar for dollar, in any coin or currency, which at upon payment, the time of payment is legal tender. So what they're saying, it should be discharged dollar for dollar with legal tender, with the at the time that the with payment of legal tender at the time of payment, right, in the law. So if legal tender was gold and silver coin right now, they would pay you in gold or silver coin. However, legal tender is something else right now, and we're going to get into that. Under Executive Order 6102, Franklin D. Roosevelt required all persons to deliver on or before May 1st, 1933, all but a small amount of gold coin, bullion, and gold certificates owned by them to the Federal Reserve. The federal government confiscated the gold. Now, understand, the Federal Reserve is not the federal government, but the federal government made an executive order that all persons to deliver their gold to the Federal Reserve. On August 9th, 1934, under Executive Order 6814, Franklin D. Roosevelt required the delivery of all silver situated in the continental U.S. by any and all persons owning, possessing, or controlling any such silver to the United States for coinage. So in Executive Order 6814, Franklin D. Roosevelt required the delivery of the silver to who? The United States, not to the Federal Reserve, to the United States for what? Coinage. But they gave it to the gold to the Federal Reserve for what? Confiscation. However, both were confiscated under executive orders by the federal government. Now, if you the United States is bankrupt, and its financial standard is no longer backed by gold and silver. And if you don't believe the United States is bankrupt, if you want to call my bluff, just ask Ohio Democratic Senator James Trafficant Jr. Don't ask me. Don't ask All on a Business. Don't ask the Honorable Michael Powell. Don't ask me. Ask the law. Go look at the black and the white. In 1993, Mr. Trafficant Jr. addressed the House of Representatives saying, Mr. Speaker, we are here now in Chapter 11. Members of Congress are official trustees presiding over the greatest reorganization of any bankrupt entity in world history, the United States government. We are setting forth, hopefully, a blueprint for our future. There are some who say it is a coroner's report that will lead to our demise. The blueprint that's being set up by Congress in 1993. James Trafficant was saying there are some who say, and I'd be interested to know who are those some that were saying that the blueprint of the United States is a coroner's report that will lead to its demise. A coroner's report. Last time I checked, the coroner come when it's a body on the ground, when something about to die. The term obligation means an obligation, including every obligation of and to the United States, accepting currency payable in money of the United States. The term coin or currency means coin or currency of the United States, including Federal Reserve notes and circulating notes of Federal Reserve banks and national banking associations. United States coins and currency, including Federal Reserve notes and circulating notes of Federal Reserve banks and national banks, are legal tender for all debts, public charges, tenders, and dues. Who pays the legal tender? Yo, the state, the government pays legal tender. They used to pay it in the form of gold and silver, but since they took all the gold and silver and declared bankruptcy, now the legal tender is the coin or currency, the Federal Reserve note, the circulating notes of Federal Reserve banks and national banks. Foreign gold or silver coins are not legal tender for debts. What does that mean? Well, who's foreign to the federal government? The federal government is foreign to the state government, and the state government is foreign to the federal government. So the state's gold and silver are not legal tender for debts. It says it in your face. It just don't say states, but it says foreign. But guess what? Any gold or silver coin is foreign to the United States because the United States don't have gold or silver coin. As you can see, they declared bankruptcy. The term obligation or other security of the United States includes all bonds, certificates of indebtedness, national bank currency, Federal Reserve notes, Federal Reserve bank notes, coupons, United States notes, Treasury notes, gold certificates, silver certificates, fractional notes, certificates of deposit. Think about that. Obligation, a certificate of deposit. If you put a deposit in the bank, you got a certificate of deposit. It is an obligation. If they lose your money, you could get that receipt that you made a deposit discharged dollar for dollar. Bills, checks, or drafts for money drawn by or upon authorized officers of the United States, stamps, and other representatives of value of whatever denomination issued under any act of Congress and canceled United States stamps. Those are all obligations dischargeable dollar for dollar. Now, an amount shall be recorded as an obligation of the United States government only when supported by documentary evidence of one, a binding agreement between an agency and another person, including an agency. So if there's an agreement between one agency and another agency or another person, and there's documentary evidence of it, the amount of funds on this binding agreement is an amount that's recorded as an obligation of the United States. Okay. A loan, number two, a loan agreement showing the amount in terms of repayment. So if you get a loan and it shows the amount and the terms of repayment, this is documentary evidence which shall be recorded as an obligation of the United States. 3, an order required by law to be placed with an agency. You ever had an order required by law to be placed with an agency and your name was on it, like an order to pay? Have you ever had an order to pay from the government? Well, guess what? That's an obligation of the United States. How can the United States order you to pay when they lost all your money in the first place? Number 4, an order issued under a law authorizing purchases without advertising. An order issued under law authorizing purchases without advertising. Okay. 5, a grant or subsidy. A grant. When you get some money, a grant, you don't get what you're supposed to get, it's an obligation. It's all recorded. The amount is recorded and it's directly dischargeable. Number 6, a liability that may result from pending litigation. A liability that may result from pending litigation. A liability that may result from pending litigation. Number 7, employment or services of persons or expenses of travel under law. Number 8, services provided by public utilities. Number 9, other legal liability of the government against an available appropriation or fund. In conclusion, every government obligation is dischargeable dollar for dollar to assure the uniform value of the coins and currencies of the United States. Due to the national banking emergency of 1933, the federal government declared bankruptcy on the public debt, not the foreign debt. The United States government, the federal government, declared bankruptcy on the public debt. Since we, the people, no longer use gold and silver coin as tender, the only way to truly settle public debts is by using documentary evidence of government obligations for security. It is not possible for the people to use legal tender, Federal Reserve notes, certified checks, and money orders as tender for payment of debts, because no state or people shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. The government lost the people's money. So now every obligation of the government, United States, is dischargeable in any coin or currency, which upon payment, the time of payment is legal tender for public and private debts. Now take a step back and think about what that means for a second. Watch the video over if you got to. Take notes, pull out your pencil and paper, because I'm hitting y'all with some heat. Look, legal tender is fixed. Legal tender is fixed and it's worth a face value amount, but a government obligation is worth the full amount on account of the obligation, and it may be fixed from time to time as necessary. Therefore, using legal tender, cash check, or money order to pay debts is not the same thing as using a government obligation as payment. However, using a government obligation as payment is the same as using legal tender. What is money? A general, indefinite term for the measure and representative of value, currency, the circulating medium, cash. Money is a generic term and embraces every description of coin or banknotes recognized by common consent as a representative of value in affecting exchanges of property or payment of debts. Money is used in a specific and also in a general and more comprehensive sense. In its specific sense, it means what is coined or stamped by public authority and has its determinate value fixed by the government. In its more comprehensive and general sense, it means wealth. Yeah. What is money? What is money? What is money? What is money? Yeah. What is money? What is money? What is money? Yeah. 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 What is money? Yeah. Thank y'all for tapping in. What is money? Episode 1. Y'all go ahead, like, subscribe, share. Share with your brethren. Share with your brethren that's into the law. Share with your brethren that running from the law. Share with your brethren that up against the law, up against the wall. Put the law up against your jaw. Hey, yeah, like, share, subscribe, hit that bring, ding, 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 hit that bring, bing, bing bell. Hit the bell so you could go ahead and get the next episode. You know, make sure you go to Amazon, get you a copy of this get out of jail free card. That was the first section. What is money? You know what I'm saying? Supposed to do a legal disclaimer first, but I'm gonna do it last. Legal disclaimer. This is not legal advice. I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. Go get a lawyer if you're scared. If you're scared, go to church. If you're not, put in work. Study the law. Peace.